So it is now 6:38 p.m. I started taking the old sink out around 8:30 a.m. And the good news is it should work. It looks like it sits flat. The problem I ran into is there's a metal bracket under here. Oh, and to put this in perspective, it's the same shape sink, just I went from the plastic version to the stainless steel Moen sink with the small bin and the large bin. So, because there's rails, you have to make it wider. Well, there's a metal bracket holding the countertop on, so I couldn't just use the jigsaw on the side. Same back there. This was too close to the backsplash, so I got to use one of these the whole way across. That's a long way for a coping saw. This side went fairly easy. The front, there was a screw there. So this, I just used my trim router in 2 passes with a 1/2-inch bit, and there was a screw there, so I ended up running into it this way, and then came back, and then kept going, and found another one, came back, and then was able to I mistakenly dug into the screw enough that just a smack with a screwdriver broke it off, so that way the rail fits along there. And then let's see if I can show it with the sink in. I don't know why, but the recording just stopped. So the next step is figure out exactly where it needs to go so it's properly aligned front to back and square to the front and such. And then put caulking, mark with tape where the outside edge is. Then put caulking on, get a bunch of weights ready and heavy stuff, and put caulking around, put the sink in where it goes, set it down, put the weights in, make sure it's all held down good, and yeah, then we go from there. So then let that, wipe off the excess, let it cure overnight, and then work on the plumbing bits tomorrow. Or I should say, let it cure overnight and then thoroughly clean up the kitchen, because I had to use the trim router and the jigsaw and everything else, so there's a nice layer of dust everywhere. But that was my project for today, for the last 10 plus hours, and so it'll be a nice 12-hour project, at least for today's portion. But it looks to fit. That was the important bit, because a while earlier this afternoon, I wasn't sure if it was going to fit, because there's no way. Let's see if I can hold this and not screw it up. So in order to, if I had put that straight down, it would have went further in than the backboard. So there would have been no way to put the clips on the front. So the only thing I was able, could think of to do was just route a channel for these rails to fit in. And it looks to work. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, at least it finally fit, and it fit flat, because initially when I had set it in there, it wouldn't go down in the hole, and then it took me 2 tries to figure out the proper way to get it down in without screwing anything up. But the hard part was this front edge. So front edge looks to work. It looks like it should fit. So yeah, we'll go from there. Well, the caulking is in. That's always fun to do. This was the kind of caulk that I put in it. that turned out pretty good. It's all down nicely. I had put the tape, well, blue tape around all the edges, and then when I peeled it up, it cleaned up good. And I put 30 pounds of weight in to hold it down, and the clamps on the front because there's no clips on the front. So yeah, it worked pretty good. So now we just let it cure and sit for a while, and I'm going to go get some lunch. And then after that, it should be cured well enough that I can start working on the drains and the other bits. So fun stuff, but it is getting there, and it does look nice, so that's good. Oh, and I guess I might as well show the old sink too. For some reason the phone recording keeps stopping, so I don't know what was recorded and what wasn't. But here's the old sink. If you look, you can see the small bowl where the garbage disposal go is stained. And the large bowl, the bottom all cracked and got stained, and it just was a pain in the butt to clean. So it's now gone, and the new one should be much easier to clean and shouldn't stain. And this one also had problems with the really high lip, so you could never wipe water down in. The new lip is lower, so hopefully that means we'll be able to wipe water down in a little bit easier. But in any case, that's the old sink. It is now gone. Next will be to work on the rest of the new sink pieces. Well, that's gonna be a problem. The new drain is much taller than the old drain, so that means that the plumbing pieces are not gonna work as is, and we're gonna have to play with stupid lengths of pipe and other fun. Joy to the sink. We all will suffer because that's the way it goes. Oh well. Fun with plumbing continues. Well, because that new drain is longer than the old one by about an inch or so, the piping, as you kind of see, well, this is supposed to be down more, but it's still not quite right. So I give up. I'm going to get a plumber to fix it. It should be a fairly easy fix for someone who has all the proper extra pieces of pipe and such, and who does this all the time. So that's going to be tomorrow, but yeah, hopefully that will go smoothly. We shall see. Yay for a working sink. So it is all back. I'm able to run the dishwasher again, which is awesome. And the only thing it needed was this little extender piece. One of those. And we're back and working. Yay, and no leaks. That's the best part. No leaks, dishwasher's running, all the piping's back. So, yay for a successful project. Thank you very much for the Roto Rooter people who came and helped sort this last bit out. Luckily we were able to reuse all that, it just needed an extension, and that's why I couldn't figure it out, because I didn't have the extension. If I had the extension and knew that you could tilt some of these a little bit, you know, I never work on plumbing. This is like the second time I've worked on a sink ever, so the first time was putting the first one in, but that was in 2004. So in any case, it is all working, it is all good, it looks really nice, and yeah, yay for a successful project even if it took 3 days.